I'm third generation Navy. My dad was in for a really long time, and I think part of it was really a heavy influence from him. Seeing how he kind of just lights up anytime he talks about the military and his experiences, his sea stories, it really motivated me to try and see what else I could do. And so I'm a reservist now, but I spent 4 years active duty before transitioning into the reserves. So what happened is I actually applied for an optometry scholarship through the Navy. So it's called the Health Professions Scholarship Program, so the HPSP. Between my first and second years, I ended up doing my basic training, and that was a 6-week period where I did all the didactic work. I got all my uniforms. I ended up doing basically everything that I would need to, so that once I graduated, I could join the active duty component right away. I think I graduated on a Saturday, and I was stationed and started work on Tuesday the next week. Even within my first year of practice, I was deployed to Central and South America, and I got to do eye exams on patients in those countries, refer them for surgery. They would have the surgery on the ship, and I mean, it was an amazing experience that not everyone can experience. The base that I was stationed at is just north of here. Actually, fourth-year students of ours have the opportunity to do one of their externships out there. So it's the Lovell Federal Healthcare Center, and we also have a residency program through them. I saw patients that were recruits, I saw patients that were veterans, and I saw patients that were active duty along with their dependents. Most people get to work with the dependents and the active duty members themselves. The facility up north is actually a combined DOD and VA facility, and there aren't too many of them around. There's like the Walter Reed in DC, and then there's one here. So I got to do all of that in my first 4 years already out of school. So by the time I finished my active duty component, I was the chief of optometry for the VA portion of the clinics, and I got to work with a bunch of students from different schools. I think there's something to be said about all the different options that we have available for optometry. It's not just limited to what we were exposed to when we were kids and going to the eye doctors. Students at ICO and even potential students need to know that there are so many different opportunities out there when you do practice optometry, whether it be at the VA or in Rosenbloom or any of the other sites that are qualified under that category. I think it's really important for all students to be as well-rounded as possible and not kind of discount any opportunity just because it may not be something that you are all that comfortable with. I'm inherently a very introverted person, and I'm really shy, so it forced me out of that shyness, I think. I feel like having those opportunities, it forced me to kind of look within myself and say, yes, I'm capable of doing this. And it led me to feel more confident when applying for certain administrative roles at ICO. Go back 20 years, I would never have seen myself where I am today. And I think a lot of that has to do with the support system that I have and the opportunities that I was given. Because of my experience working at the VA, it allowed me to work in Rosenbloom and be hired for that particular location. Since coming in as faculty, I still see patients in Rosenbloom, but I also see patients in cornea, primary care. I'm on reserve, so I could really cover anywhere. I'm teaching, I am doing the research, and so it kind of opened up the door turning into faculty to be able to do all these other things. I normally wouldn't have done it, but I think thanks to the military and the opportunities that I was afforded in my years still with them, I feel much more confident going into all of these other opportunities, which I'm so grateful for, because I'm really happy with where I am and what I'm doing, both in the military and at ICO.